League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. It is Connor coming to you from my backyard in the middle of the night. I have been taking some time this evening to come up with a completely random math equation based on a couple different fantasy football analytics that I believe maybe or maybe do not play a role in a team's success at all. I will explain it along the way. I've got everything kind of written down and rewritten down and rewritten down a third time to try and make sure that this whole thing is legible. But with that, let me introduce you guys to the Monty variable. Da, da. Essentially, it is a math equation that takes the total number of points from your first round pick, the total points, and the round that your keeper was kept in, and the points of your keeper, as well as the next highest scoring player or highest scoring player, depending on how it works out, and their total number of points. Taking that total number of points then between those three players and dividing it by the round will provide you the Monty variable. So without further ado, let me and show you. The first one that I did was on myself to explain it. Jahmyr Gibbs was my first round pick. He currently has 52.3 total points. David Montgomery, my keeper, and kept in the 7th round with 47.8 points. Next best skill player, I guess I forgot to clarify that it's not special teams players. Next best skill player is Jalen Hurts with 64.8, taking a total number of points of 167.6 points divided by Monty's 7th round value, coming up with a 23.9 Monty variable. Pretty interesting number, and I'll let you guys be the judge of the I guess of what's next to come. Up next on the docket, we've got American Milk. He had Saquon Barkley as a first-round pick who scored a total of 40.3 points so far this year. Rashid Shaheed out of the 13th round with 25.7 points. And Lamar Jackson, the leading fantasy points scorer that I found tonight, with 82.6 points. It's pretty crazy. However, with a Monty variable of 148.6 points divided by the value of a 13th round keeper brings Mark to a value of 11.4. Very interesting numbers. Not quite sure what it means. Maybe it has some significance, or maybe it doesn't. Moving forward on to selection number 3, we have the Night Nurses of Jersey. I still do not understand what that name means, and maybe the Monty value will help provide some insight. Ashton Jeanty with probably the worst first-round pick so far this year, with a total points scored so far at 23.2 points. Brian Thomas, also arguably the worst keeper so far this year, out of the 8th round with a value of total point value, I should say, of 21.9 points. But Daniel Jones, damn, one of the best fantasy football quarterbacks so far this year with 68.1 points. Really kind of throws a different variable in there regarding the Monty for Chad's team, putting him at 113.2 total points divided by that semi-elite, possibly 8th round value for a Monty value of 14.1. It'll come together, Chad. The Monty value's there for you, so or Monty variable, I should say. Up next, we have got Show Me Your TDs, with Justin Jefferson being the first-round selection, with a total of 32.4 points so far this season. Kind of a disappointing season for us Vikings fans for him so far, but it'll come. Ladd McConkey. This is a little tricky, Marcus, since you traded him away, so I had to add only the value of that he provided when he was with your team. So that 6th round pick value is still there, but he only scored 17.7 total points while on your roster. Jared Goff with a cool 57.5 points brings us up to a total of 107.6 points divided by that 6th round value of Ladd McConkey, who is no longer there, giving you a value of 17.9 for the Monty variable. You know, I think maybe getting rid of McConkey helped. Who knows? The variable says what it says, and I'm just going with it. After Marcus's team, we have Dumpster Fire. Without a doubt, the most interesting Monty variable in the game so far. Christian McCaffrey with probably the best first-round pick considering location and total points scored with 57.4 points so far. Jonathan Taylor, 3rd-round value, potentially elite. 71.1 points. That is also extremely good. And Patrick Mahomes with 61.2 points, having a very surprising season so far, and one of the top fantasy quarterbacks, which has not been the mantra surrounding him lately. Bringing us to 189.7 points with that 3rd round value in there, really throwing the Monty variable a loop, bringing us to 63.2 Monty variable. Who knows what that really means, but damn, is it interesting. All right, after Spencer, we have Smitty. We have Smitty, Werben, Yegerman, Jensen. I did not want to write all that down, though. Jamar Chase, the 1st-round pick with only 39.5 points so far. It's a tough first-round go, Marcus. Or, Matt. Brock Bowers with that 8th-round value, but only bringing in 26.9 points. That is definitely going to impact your Monty variable for sure. Next best player, you are welcome for Kenneth Walker because your team would be so bad without him, probably. Brings us to a total of 106.1 points divided by the 8th round value, bringing us to a 13.2 Monty variable. It's very interesting. That 3 also looks like Louis wrote it, so my apologies for my handwriting. But yeah, look at that spread of numbers so far. Kind of interesting. And Spencer, way up there at 63.2. I don't know if that means that his team is like God tier or if this just means nothing. You know, I guess we'll find out at the end of the season. Either way, what is next is Touchdown My Pants. Puka Nacua with 59 points. No keeper, so really couldn't do shit with this one. But Baker Mayfield with 60.2 points, somehow bringing Grant to his only undefeated season, to me is a statistical anomaly. So we will just leave it at that and keep moving forward to try and expedite this process. Sam Cook. 50 Shades of SK with Breece Hall out of the 1st round for 27.5 points so far. I stand corrected. That is the worst first-round pick so far. I should also clarify, this is assuming that all of these first-round pick selections that I wrote down were actually your first-round pick. Cortland Sutton, again, when with the team since he was traded, only scored a total of 16.2 points with your team, Sam, and I noticed that 15.1 of those points was in 1 week. He brought that 8th round value for the Monty variable. It's kind of seeming pretty typical of most. Romo Dunze, a very nice surprise, 3rd best player, bringing you to a total of 98.4 points divided by that 8th round value. Puts Sam at 12.3 for the Monty variable. Kind of similar, but every number is different still, or every team has a different number. Up next is backing it up, our commissioner. Derrick Henry was his 1st-round pick. He scored 31 points when he was on the team for backing it up. Drake London with that 5th round value and only a measly 21.9 points so far. And Bo Nix coming in with 40.5 points, bringing us up to a total of 93.4 points divided by that 5th round value. Somehow, Brandon's got a higher number than other people despite these low point scored numbers. So, yeah, Brandon with 18.6 in the Monty variable. Pretty respectable number. The Royale with cheese. I like the name switch, Logan. It's a nice name. Malik Neighbors for the 1st round pick. 45.1 points. That's respectable. T. Higgins for the 5th round pick as a keeper. 19.9 points. That Monty variable is not there with that point value out of a keeper. That's tough. And then James Cook being a absolute redeemer for that bad T. Higgins point total, but with 64 points, bringing you up to 129 total points. 5th round value. Divide it, baby. You've got fucking 25.8, Logan. Wow, I don't know what it means, but you've got the 2nd highest number, so good for you. Next, after that, I've got no pun intended. Amon-Ra St. Brown with 58.4 points. That's pretty nice. Jaden Daniels, that 10th round value for 39.8 points. Man, I really thought that was a good value pick and worth it. But as you can see over here, you've got a quarterback on your team that has outscored almost every other quarterback in fantasy football. That is a huge QB controversy, and that definitely threw a loop in the Monty variable. We've got your 168.5 total points. That's the most so far, only beating me by like a point, I'll mention. With that 10th round value, though, bringing you only to 16.8, which means that Brandon's keeper of Drake London and a 1st round pick not even on his team has a better value than the 16.8. I don't get it, but the Monty variable does what it does, and that's what it gave us, so we're going with it. Last and not least, we've got Hulbert Miller Thomas. Sorry for what I had to do to you this last week, Nate, but we'll see if the Monty variable maybe redeems you a little bit. We got Bijan Robinson, a good 1st round pick. You took the guy that was there since I had already taken Gibbs, and I kind of wish that maybe I had taken him, but, you know, it's pretty identical at this point. Whoa, it is literally... Oh, it's a point off, okay. Chase Brown, 7th round value. We all thought it was going to be good. Turns out the Bengals suck, and Chase Brown is absolutely suffering for it with only 23.6 total points so far this season. Finally, though, Josh Allen, another redeeming type player with 73.6 points, only 3 more points more than Caleb Williams so far this season, bringing Nathan's total points to 150.5, dividing that 7th round. The final Monty variable in LXG is 21.5, Nate. Not too bad. So yeah, there it is. Good luck everyone this week. Hopefully this at least provided some entertainment. If not, I just wasted a whole fucking night doing this. So other than that, take it easy, guys. Good luck. And Spencer, I hope I beat you.